Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. When might an individual be diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD? Individuals may be diagnosed with PTSD if they develop symptoms after being exposed to an extreme trauma. Examples of extreme trauma would be witnessing death or injury of another person, injury to self, learning about an unexpected or violent death of family members or friends, being repeatedly exposed to trauma, or even natural disasters. These traumatic events may elicit a reaction of intense fear, helplessness, or horror frequently throughout their life. I would recommend utilizing the DSM for more information about PTSD. A good example would be myself. I have PTSD because I was exposed to a natural disaster at a very young age, and to this day, I still have intense fear and helplessness when I am exposed to that natural disaster or anything similar to it. What positive reinforcement strategies should a counselor recommend to parents to apply when their child becomes angry and frustrated over a video game? A. Ignore the child when they display aggression. B. Restrict the child's access to video games for a week. C. Offer praise when the child responds appropriately to the game. D. Scold the child when they respond appropriately to the game. The answer is C. The parents should offer praise when the child responds appropriately to the game as a positive reinforcement strategy. This is what counselors should recommend in this situation. A screening for group members can be done in a group or privately. Although private screening interviews are not as cost-effective or as time efficient, many group leaders feel they are superior in as much as private screenings sessions A. Intensify transference. B. Encourage catharsis. C. Intensify abreaction. D. Are generally superior in terms of the counselor-client interactions. The answer is D. Although private screening interviews are not as cost-effective or as time-efficient, many group leaders feel they are superior in as much as private screening sessions are generally superior in terms of counselor-client interaction. The individual screening allows the client to voice concerns regarding what they want from the group and the procedures that will be implemented. And they can also be certain whether they have faith in the leader's abilities. I would recommend doing more research into group and private screening interviews for groups. What are the symptoms of acute stress disorder? Acute stress disorder has symptoms that are similar of the post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, though the acute stress disorder is distinguished by the symptoms that will occur for more than 3 days, but less than 1 month. These individuals will be diagnosed with acute stress disorder when they have 9 or more symptoms from any of the 5 following categories, which will begin after the trauma. And these 5 categories are intrusion, negative mood, dissociative symptoms, arousal symptoms, and avoidance systems. I recommend referring to the DSM for more information about the acute stress disorder. Which of the following is not an important element for sleep hygiene for a 29-year-old person? A. Dimming the lights before bedtime. B. Performing mindfulness activities before bedtime. C. Sleeping for 10 to 12 hours. D. Setting consistent time to get to bed and to wake up. The answer is C. Sleeping for 10 to 12 hours is not an important element of sleep hygiene for a 29-year-old person. Though dimming the lights before bed, performing mindfulness activities before bedtime, and setting consistent time to get to bed and to wake up are important elements of sleep hygiene, but sleeping for 10 to 12 hours is not an important element for sleep hygiene. I would recommend for you to do research about different types of sleep hygiene and how it can affect individuals at various stages in life. that is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.